Do I have everybody's attention now?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What's popping, guys? Welcome to ZeerTalks Wrestling and welcome to a Monday Night Raw reaction. Since I didn't do watch along, it's only right I give you something, which is a reaction. You know what I'm saying? So we're here. We're here to talk about the events that happened in Stranger Things that's happened on Monday Night Raw, since there was a collaboration for tonight's edition, or last night's edition, I should say. And you know what? I have to admit, for a show that's called Monday Night Raw Stranger Things or whatever it was, I'm not going to lie. It was actually not strange. I mean, it was actually a pretty good show. Now, do I think it was amazing? No. But it was just pretty good all around. You know what I mean? Like, there's barely any faults I can call. And you know what? I have to admit, the past few shows, Triple H has actually been stepping up. I don't know what it is. It's probably the fact that now we're integrating more NXT guys. And it's also the fact that we're actually starting off with new feuds. Because, like I said before, these feuds were just going on for so long, and I've had enough, bro. You know what I mean? So, fair enough. But I say we begin, and before we begin, you know exactly what to do. Subscribe, press the alarm bells for future content notifications, like, comment your way, go check socials, inshallah, you're good wherever you are. I say we get straight into it. We kicked off the show with a tag team championship match. And no, not the male, the women's one. It was Rhea Ripley, Io Sky against the Kabuki Warriors. And I have to say, it was a pretty good match for what it was. Offenses all around. But at the end, you had the friendship tag team of Rhea Ripley and Io Sky win over the Kabuki Warriors. I did tell you guys on SmackDown that Rhea Ripley was going to get the pin on Asuka. Long and behold, that happened. You know, it took a riptide and a moonsault that Io Sky does, and for her to do a suicide dive on Kairi Sane to get the job done. And they got the job done. You know, again, offenses here and there. You know what I mean? Good match to kick off the show, get the fans going, and the babyface tag team getting the dubs. Now, I'm going to try to go through this as quick as I can because last one I went 21 minutes. I'm not trying to do that again. Yeah, and I have another video to record on another channel, the football one. So stay tuned for that one. But anyway, let's move on. We have Gunther and AJ Styles segment. Now, I have to admit, you see this one? Gunther was a prick. And I was hoping that he'd be a prick longer. But obviously, at some point, AJ Styles had to intervene. He had to say something. Or at least he had to try to do something. Right? Now, as Gunther was backstage, he and Adam Pearce has a segment. And Adam Pearce like, I understand you beat John Cena, blah, blah, blah. We get it, you know. But show a little respect, you know, for a show like this, whatever. And Gunther's like, respect? What respect, man? Are you kidding? Respect? See, but this is why Gunther's my guy, bro. Yeah? Fund the respect, man. Yeah, we need this guy's ego to go to the roof. Once that guy's egos go to the roof, boy, listen, people respect him more, and that's what I need. So, listen, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, anyway, Gunther goes to the ring, and he's about to say the same old crap. You know, oh, I made John Cena tap out like a little bitch. Yeah, and he was about to say it, and then AJ Styles interrupted. Then AJ Styles was about to interrupt, talk about respect, but Gunther's like, you don't hold up that weight for you to interrupt me and talk about respect. Yeah. And AJ Styles tried his level hardest to interrupt, but Gunther kept on interrupting. And he eventually did say those words of John Cena tapped out like a little bitch, you know. And then AJ was going to, you know, try to do something, but Gunther's like, he leans down towards his height and he's like, because Gunther's a tall guy. And he's like, what are you going to do about it? Man gives him a slap, bro. And then AJ Styles said, do something about it. Yeah, because Gunther started losing it after the slap happened. And then guess what? AJ's like, I thought so. You know, fair play to AJ Styles. I can't lie. Yeah, fair play to AJ Styles. His final year of his career. Hopefully he gets, you know, utilized better than John Cena did, but it's highly, it's highly unlikely. Let's be honest, guys. It's very unlikely. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. But anyway, then backstage segment happens. Gunther loses it with Adam Pearce, and then AJ Styles again intervenes and said, "What are you gonna do now? You want to complain to Adam Pearce after everything you said? Huh? Not so much of a tough guy, like you think you are, blah blah." And he's like, "Thought so again." And they're getting a match next week. So, hey, listen, in Dusseldorf, these two face off. Gunther again with the German crowd. Yeah, since he's Austrian, yeah, German speaking crowd, you can say, either backing him or they'll probably back him because they're from his side of the world. You know, you're gonna see Austrians go to Germany, Germans watching him, etc. So, hey, don't be shocked if Gunther gets cheered in that show specifically. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But AJ will get his level of cheers. You know what I mean? It'll be interesting. So then we move on to Becky Lynch against Maxine Dupree. Now, I have to admit, the match was better than I expected. No lie. Yeah, Maxine Dupree's offense was actually not as offensive. Becky Lynch actually was not offensive neither. They actually gave a decent go one another. And you know what? I have to say, what made this funny, and that's why I have the laughing emoji on the title, is Becky Lynch, after all the complaining she does, has scammed her way into winning back the IC Championship. She scammed her way. I mean, it's just typical Becky Lynch. Complain about this, robbery, injustice, this, conspiracy theory, this, and that. Then she uses the rope as she's in some she's getting placed in a sharpshooter lock. Yeah, she somehow goes above Maxine Dupree, uses the rope, and covers her suddenly and gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. I mean, Becky Lynch, Becky Trump for you guys. Becky Trump for you, ladies and gentlemen. So, oh man. Yeah, but again, I have to admit, for what it was and what I expected, better than expected. Decent match. Then we have the Usos. They come out, they're vibing with the fans, the yee, yee, yee. Yeah. And you have as well the the Usos, standing alongside them by the stand, and they're cutting their promo, and they're talking about how they're giving their respects to AJ and Dragon Lee after beating them last week. And then they said it's our tag team division, and they give a warning to the tag team division saying it's unlocked. They did the usual shtick in which they basically freestyle, cut promo on everybody else, and basically setting a statement. So yeah, that is basically the Usos for you. And then we get to Raquel Rodriguez. Now, I have to say, guys, yeah, the fact that we're getting to Raquel Rodriguez, Stephanie Vaquer and Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, the fact that we're getting into them again. Why? I get, what was it? Did Nikki Bella get pinned? I actually forgot. I think she did. But you got to be, like, I thought we were going to move on from both of them, but nope. Clearly, we're getting Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Vaquer. I have to say, this is kind of the bummer of the show. And I say it's the bummer of the show because why are we continuing this program? Other than the fact that Nikki got pinned. Okay, cool. But you know what? I'll try to give this benefit of the doubt because, yet again, to be fair, at least Raquel Rodriguez is getting her opportunity and her push. So I will give it benefit of the doubt, but I just feel like we could be doing better. Let's see what Raquel Rodriguez can do in a 1v1 situation. I'm intrigued because, to be fair, she actually did decently well in NXT. So, yeah, but anyway, what happened was Stephanie cut a promo talking about how her ankle injury or her foot injury, whatever it was that she sustained from the match, I believe, ain't going to stop her from fighting and defending her gold. And then she gets attacked by Raquel, and obviously Raquel targeted the foot in the ring and backstage. And yeah, Adam Pearce threatened to fire if she didn't stop. So she went away. And that's about it. So that's the feud. Like I told you again earlier, I'm going to tell you again. For me, this feud, it would be good or bad depending on if Raquel can hold her weight. Let's see if she can. But I'm not going to treat her like how I, for example, would treat a Nia Jax or a Jay Cargill. Yeah, because she's better than both. So, yeah, that's just my thoughts. But anyway, we then move on. Hey, by the way, quickly before we move on, Javon Evans on an exclusive video. I'm looking at it right now on YouTube, by the way. He signed for Monday Night Raw. I was gonna do a video on him, but I never got the time to do it. But I think that it's the right move. I think it's the right move. I mean, he's gonna start, I believe, his feud with El Grande Americano. But even then, I think Friday Night SmackDown, because it looks like they're gonna get Trick Williams and they're gonna be. I actually think Obafemi might go to SmackDown and not to Raw. And on that basis, it's best that Javon Evans goes to Monday Night Raw. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my thoughts. But then we move on to Liv Morgan against Lyra Valkyrie, and I think Liv Morgan winning against her was the right decision because that was her first match back. And also, we need to get her prepped up for winning the Royal Rumble because she is going to win that Royal Rumble on Real, which I am going to, by the way. And I genuinely think it would be the right call by then. So I think Liv Morgan getting momentum is great. Her match with Lyra Valkyrie was decent. Again, for what it was. And I mean, listen, I kind of like the whole shenanigans with Roxanne and Bailey. I can't lie. Yeah. However, I will say one logic gap, though. I found it idiotic that Lyra Valkyrie was too focused on the Bailey and Roxanne shenanigans when Bailey and Roxanne left, when Bailey was chasing Roxanne with the chair. I found that idiotic. But again, they wanted to put her on a spot in which so that Liv Morgan can do the Oblivion 1, 2, 3. But I just found that as a logic gap personally. I don't know if I'm nitpicking or not, but it is what it is. Probably I am. And then, I mean, there's a El Grande Americano or Truth thing exclusive. I don't know. Neither do I care. Probably Javon Evans is again starting a feud with him. I mentioned earlier. And then we get to the main event. Now, here's my thoughts on the main event. Yeah, I thought the match was brilliant for one reason. The elements of unpredictability towards the end. Bro, there were times I thought Braun Breaker would win, and there were times I thought CM Punk would retain. No joke. Bro, when Braun Breaker was preparing for the spear, and I think he hit the turnbuckle and then got GTS, I thought that was 1, 2, 3 kick out. Yeah. Then there was another instance as well. Yeah, what was it? It was in the end he jumps from the turnbuckle, top of the turnbuckle towards the announce table, and then I'm thinking he's gonna spear Punk and win it. But then Punk obviously used his knee, gave the GTS 1, 2, 3. But there was other element. Oh yeah, the stomp of Theory and Braun Breaker covering. That could have been it as well. But obviously CM Punk kicked out. Elements of unpredictability, bro. You know? Obviously you had the Mysterio, Rey Mysterio, Penta, and Dragon Lee helping out. What's his name? CM Punk by attacking Division, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and Austin Theory and sending them away. But I thought as a whole, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The unpredictability in this was great. I will say, though, it would have been bolder of Triple H to be like, you know what? Braun Breaker, let's make him champion. Screw it. However, I think they may save Braun Breaker for later. Yeah, and for now, I think... So this is the question I have, and I want you guys in the comment section to let me know, because I've been thinking about this, yeah? This is not what I wish for, because everyone knows what I wish for is, obviously, again, I would wish for, again, but you beggars can't be choosers, would be Gunther Cody and bloody, what was it? See, the World Heavyweight Championship, maybe you revisit Braun Breaker, CM Punk, who knows? And then with Roman Reigns, I don't know what you do with him, Randy Orton, what you do with him, God knows what. But the reason why I mentioned them two, because it looks like to me, after what happened this past week, it looks like we could be getting Roman Punk or Roman Cody. But if it's Roman Punk, yeah, which I actually care for more than Roman Cody, to be honest. Unless if there's some sort of switcheroo with Cody and Roman. I don't know. It's characters, right? But yeah, let's say for argument's sake, if it's Roman and what's his name, Punk, and Cody, it could be Cody Randy in it, right? So my thing is, what happens with Braun Breaker? what would happen with Braun Breaker in that sense? Or does Braun Breaker win the Rumble and go after Punk, and then Roman after Cody? And then what happens with Randy Orton? Yeah. Gunther, it looks like he might face AJ Styles down the line, even though he's facing a Monday Night Raw. But I don't think that's the only. I think there's going to be some shenanigans happening in that match. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about all this, because I'm not going to lie. As of right now, all I know is Roman is facing one of the 2 world champions, and I don't know which one it is. Is it going to be Roman? Is it going to be Punk? Is it going to be Cody? And then, depending on what happens with Braun Breaker now after he lost? That's my only question. Do you know what I mean? Does Braun Breaker take this loss like as a thing of like, I can't be, there's no way I'm letting this slide. I have to win this championship. It's over when I say it's over type thing. That's something for y'all to let me know in the description. So, yeah, but otherwise, I thought this match absolutely tore the house down. So, yeah, guys, you already know exactly what to do. Subscribe. Press the alarm bell for future content notifications. Like, comment your way. Go check socials. Inshallah, you're good wherever you are. I'm gonna dip now. And again, my rating towards the end. I'll give it. I did not like the Raquel thing. I'll give it 4. I'll give it a 4. Yeah, screw it. I'll give it a 4. Yeah, that. But yeah, it could have been. Yeah, it was great. Not great. It was good, but it could have been better. So yeah, it is what it is. But let me know your thoughts. Take care. Peace out.